we're, as most marketers now, largely driven by revenue. So we've actually had VIP events this year where we actually invited only accounts with open opportunities. And had VIP events specific for, potential new customers. We've also done VIP events for customers who have a renewal in the next 6 months. So they're coming up for renewal. We want to, talk a little bit more about the product, or maybe we talk about the roadmap with them. So, by doing VIP types of events, you can really get specific with your goals as far as, sourcing revenue, creating opportunities, speeding up the conversion rates. And those are kind of our goals are based more on revenue. So it's actually easier to do that because you can segment your attendee list so nicely that way.
Do a near-term, mid-term, and long-term ROI. The near term is how many of those people that attended want some follow-up action, another meeting, they actually have an idea for a solution. Midterm is when we sign that first deal, and that's when the event begins to pay for itself and be worth the investment of time that we put into it. And then long term is not only signing the first deal, but the follow-on 2 or 3 or 4 deals and turning that particular opportunity into a longer term client. So we measure it that way, and I'm glad to hear that you guys do as well, because back to the numbers, measuring just by attendees is really a fool's game.
Oftentimes we're inviting people to these sessions that we actually don't know that contact at that event very well, or they haven't met with us a long time and they've gone quiet, or we know they're not ready for a sales conversation. So if we have an ABM strategy and we're looking at surrounding these accounts, does this allow us to engage a group of people that weren't ready to engage with us in other ways? And typically any time we've done an event like that, we've got some people that we know and love, and this is a way to progress our relationship with them. So we track pipeline opportunity over time, but also it gets us in front of people in a way that's difficult to do through other mechanisms, because we're inviting them into something they're more likely to attend. So it's a little softer, but that's also been a metric that the sales team loves, right? Because they love it when we are spending an hour or an hour and a half with someone that they couldn't get the time of day with, right? Any other way.
Every program we run can have its own unique metrics and KPIs based on how we are setting that program up. So if it's customers only, and we're using that as, Melissa, to your point, maybe it's focused around renewals, or maybe it's focused on building levels at the C-suite within accounts that we're trying to break into. And I think there's always the question around, quantity over quality, but I think fundamentally it goes back to how are we setting up this program, and what do we want those metrics to look like? And then once you have those identified, you can then be able to set those goals and not have it just to be around registrations, but is it around MQLs? Is it around SQLs? Is it about, shortening the opportunity stages and closing those deals faster?